Hey, folks, you want to talk about some summer events coming up this weekend? Also, a lot of comic reviews and a place to eat that I have not been to, but I had to put it on the list for where I want to go to. That's going to be on today's show, right here on the Hungry Bleak Show. Hey, folks, what's up? It's another episode of the Hungry Bleak Show. I am Antonio Pomars. Thank you so very much for joining me. Let's get this out of the way because we got a lot to talk about today. So let me ask you, how was your week? Yeah, sometimes it's like that. How were the loved ones, family? You know what, they be doing things like that sometimes, but you just got to have that communication and those conversations. I'm telling you, how's work? Yeah, I totally understand. I do. Believe me, I do. Have you been eating, drinking water? It's getting warmer. You got to watch out. Try to put some suntan lotion on too. Make sure everything's good and regulated. Enjoy those nighttime walks. The cool air can be beautiful. I'm telling you. All right, but we made it. We're here. We're at the end. This is it. Okay, this is the end of the week. You good? You good? And since it's the end of the week, you want to relax. You want to chill. It's supposed to be a really beautiful weekend here in the tri-state area. So why not go and do something really fun? Look, I told you about these events last week, but I want to tell you about them again because they're happening this weekend and I love it and it just seems awesome. So first up, we've got Brooklyn Pride Comic Book Fair. This is from Anyone Comics, which I absolutely love. This is a really great venue. They're going to be at 1216 Union Street in Brooklyn. Brooklyn. I mean, shameless plug, obviously, folks. The way I'm pointing doesn't look right. I apologize right off the bat. That was absurd. That was ridiculous. So this is going to be this Saturday, June 17th, from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a great event. You have all these writers and artists and creators and comics that are there with their comics. Some stuff will be from their own like indie published stuff, and then some things, if they've had the ability, or excuse me, so if they've had the opportunity to, it'll be stuff from maybe their work with Marvel, DC, what have you. I've been to it to the last couple of years, and I've always had a great time. It's awesome. I love it. Hoping to be able to go there this year as well. Then afterwards, they're going to have the Unmasked Ball after party. 21 and up, because they're going to be adult beverages, and they're going to become kind of related beverages also, which I think is great. Excuse me. This is going to be again. This is going to start at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a link for Eventbrite. Please go and just sign up for it there, so you'll be able to go in. This is a great way to cap off your night, Saturday night. Just relaxing and everything. It's just going to sound really cool. So I think this is a great event to go to, like I said. And then when you're done and you've definitely gone and supported these incredible creatives, I want you to go into Anyone Comics or Everyone Comics, which is in Queens, and go and check out some of the comics they have there. Incredible stores, phenomenal people working there as well. I always love going into those stores. I miss being able to go into those stores more regularly because they're just awesome stores, always. So next up for next week is the Schomburg Lit Fest. This is going to be, in Brooklyn. Harlem. I'm so ingrained in repping Brooklyn. So this is their sixth year too. This is awesome. This is going to be Saturday, June 15th. This is going to be another one that's just going to be really, really fun. Oh wait, excuse me. Hold on. That math isn't adding. Sorry, folks. I just had a moment where I believe the Brooklyn Comic Fair is this Saturday. June 15th. I apologize. June 15th, this Saturday. It's going to be an awesome time though. truthfully. So yeah, this is going to be the Schomburg show, which is always there. It's the 6th year that they're doing it. It's a really beautiful event because they actually will close off the street and they'll just have vendors out there. Now, this is a literary event, so it's more of like novels and such like that, but nonetheless, incredible works of art as far as the written word, and I love that. It's an event that is, like I said, 6 years they've been doing it, which didn't realize that. Look, Black folks in the street having fun as we do. God, it's beautiful. You'll see them out there. They'll be having the tents and everything will be there. Beautiful event. This is from the 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. They'll have the street will be closed off. They'll have the events out there, but they'll also be having panels on the inside of the building as well, which is incredible. Again, I absolutely love that vibe and the flow. I went there not last year, but the year before, I want to say. Had an amazing time. Loved it. It was a bit of a windy, chilly day, but it just made it that much better to have all those folks out there having a great time. This is also something you go to Eventbrite and sign up for it. Oh wait, no. I think this might just be an event that you can just walk through because it's actually in the street. Double check that, but I'll have the link for the episode. For the event in there. 6 years, awesome, and it's still. I love when things like this are becoming more of an institution. They're becoming something that's there. Everything has to start somewhere, and that's what this is. It's starting here, and it's just going to keep going. Obviously, the Schomburg Center is a hotbed for so many incredible Black events in geek culture, whether it's through comic books or novels. We really need that, and it's a beautiful thing to have it. So again, go and enjoy yourself there. It's going to be such a fun event. If you're in New York, like I said, one is in Harlem, one is in Brooklyn. You can get the whole island, and you know what I mean? You can get the experience of Harlem, and you can get the experience of Brooklyn all in one day. Why wouldn't you do that? Spend an hour or two at one, spend an hour or two at the other one, and then get something to eat. Sounds really great. And I would be more than remiss to say, excuse me, that you can't go wrong with either one, truthfully. So those will be fun events to go and frequent and just say, hey, you know, the next one, this is going to be more, excuse me, folks. The next event is more of a virtual event, but nonetheless really important. It is for the Subsume event. Subsume has an event that they do every year, this time for Juneteenth, and it's incredible. It's always a beautiful event to have here, and it's, again, an institution which is needed. You know what I mean? And this is for the Juneteenth event for them. It's going to be from June 20th to June 24th. And this is year 5. Again, years going in. Before you know it, year 5 turns into year 10. Year 10 becomes year 15. Year 15 becomes year 20, and so forth and so on. Of being able to showcase all the beautiful things in tech and in geek culture, because there's so much out there. This event is virtual, so you can have all the fun outside. You go in, relax, put on some comfortable gear, air conditioner on, ice cream, whatever it is that you're going to need for that cool day, and enjoy this event from Subsume Studios. Again, 5 years. How are we not having fun with these events? This is crazy. But this is one that definitely on Subsume is one of those bright lights out there, where you're able to see a bit of everything from comics to geek culture to tech to literature to events to just everything that is involved in geek culture, not just one aspect of it. And that's what's important, giving back to the community, being part of the community more than anything. So yes, please go and check that out. Again, I'll have the links for all of the events that will be happening so far that I can see this summer. And June is jam packed, obviously, with Pride, and Juneteenth. There's going to be a lot going on, and I love that. So next we've got the Women in Comics Collective Creative Conference for Pride Fest. This is Saturday, June 29th. This is another one that should be really fun and also beautiful because, I mean, Women in Comics is one of those great organizations that do so much, and it's so very important to have them around, and they are here to do that. And so many people who have been a part of it or who are a part of it, uh, just putting in so much work to make sure that that there are women who are seen, that there are women, female presenting, especially of color, black, brown, who are seen and who are really just put a spotlight on. And that's so very important. So this is going to be June 29th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is going to be in Queens, and it's at 13735 North Boulevard in Flushing. Look, go again. This will be an event that you can, you'll sign up through. I believe this might be on Eventbrite, or just go to the website. I'll have the actual link in the episode description. Women in Comics puts on incredible events, and like I said, that spotlight is put on there, which is important, and you'll be able to see people who you may not have seen before, but because of the Wink organization, you're able to see them and check out these new, incredible, talented people, or people who have been in the game for X amount of years, who have not had the spotlight that they've deserved, but more importantly, earned through incredible work. So yes, this is going to be June 29th. What was the time that I said? 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is in Queens. Again, it's 13735 North Boulevard in Flushing. I'll have the little link in there, as I will have all the links in my little episode description, so you can go check this out and see everything that's going on. And those are the events. Like I said, it was kind of like a rerun of last week's, but there's so many great events and so many people involved that you have to kind of just go, yeah. There's so much going on. There's got to go on. So, and I love that. I love having events like that throughout the summer and being able to just be out, have a good time. And you never know, you get people from all over, people who fly in or drive in or swim in. I don't know. However you get there. Planes, trains, automobiles. Thank you, John Candy, Steve Martin. And yeah, you're able to just have that fun. And it's beautiful during the summer to have these events. We're used to having them more in the fall, obviously, with a New York Comic Con, as far as being on the East Coast. But having summer events outside, because we're going out more and just being there, and the evolution of geek culture taking more advantage of outside festivals and enjoying them and how beautiful they are. It's incredible, and it's much needed and very much appreciated. So, and next we are going to have some reviews for you. Reviews. Yeah, I'm always happy with the comics that come up, but a couple of these made me kind of think, and I was like, oh, okay. So we want to start up? Let's start up. So first one we've got is Lawful. This is out of Boom. Excuse me. This is out of Boom Studios. And this is written by Greg Pak, illustrated by Diego Galindo, and colored by Irma Nivila, I'm hoping. Apologize if I butchered your name. And letter is by Simon Bowland. So in this world, there's this inner sanctum, this city, kind of like, and in this city, it's either a blessing or a curse. Seems more like a curse to me. Every time you do something wrong, or actually, excuse me, every time you do something that's against the rules, a part of your body will become like an animal. And at a certain point, after the transformation is complete, they'll consider you to be a monster. So if you jaywalk, you might get a tiger's tail. If you cheat on a test, you might get a rhinoceros horn. If you steal, you might get an elephant trunk or ears, something like that. So this is the story of a character named Sung who is trying to go all their life doing good because his father is one of the higher ups in this new sanctum. At first, the story, it I didn't really, I wasn't really feeling it because it felt so like goody two shoes and everything. But then I began to see the complexity of it and trying to be a good person and do good all your life. And even the slightest little thing, like he wouldn't even cross the street to help his friend who was carrying books because if even though you're doing a good deed by helping your friend, you cross the street against the light and excuse me, and you're doing something wrong. So we see Sung, like even something like throwing rocks into the water won't do. But Sung does it and ends up getting this little patch of an animal on his chest. I want to say maybe scales, seems like. And that's Sung's father telling him, don't do it. But the other thing about it is that people will notice that. So they'll see that you broke the rules, which again is a blessing and a curse because everyone does it. Some people indulge, they're fine. Some people try to hold back. But no matter what, you can see when someone does that. You can see when someone makes a mistake. Excuse me. Excuse me, folks. I apologize. So that complexity started to just really worm its way into my head. And I was like, yeah, this story, that complexity, and always being that goody two shoes, quote unquote, what people will talk to you about, and being made fun of because you're so uh, purity minded and pious, let's say, like you see here, where won't even help their friend because crossing the street. Now this is son grown up. This is 13 years later. Since he threw that rock into the water, he was a little kid. He got that the scales in the chest. You can see the friend who is obviously you see now has a paw, had the tail as a kid, now has horns. So you see they've been doing things over time. And here, just even the mention of doing something wrong, and he thought about it for a second, but then denied it. Goes to check his chest and make sure the scales are still the same. He hasn't added any. So, relaxing. That pressure of doing that, it wears on you. You know what I mean? So this story hit me in a way I was not expecting, and I really enjoyed it for that fact of how society will put these rules on you that why. And I want to know where this curse is coming from, why they're changing like that. But yeah, this is a very interesting one. It just came out this week. So this is Lawful out of Boom Studios. Yeah, go check this one out. It was very, like I said, it was very interesting to see and check out. So the other one that I've got is Pine and Merrimac. This one's interesting on a couple of different levels, and I like the levels that it was interesting on. First off, the art is diabolical. Absolutely love it. So this is out of Boom, like I said. This is created by Kyle Starks and Fran Gallen. Written by Kyle Starks, illustrated by Fran Gallen. Letterer is Pat Brousseau. So this is the story of a husband and wife who are private detectives. The wife was a police officer and became a police officer, a detective, because her sister went missing. The husband is a retired MMA fighter. Kind of an odd couple. They meet, they fall in love, they get married, and then they end up moving to this town, and they open up this detective agency on the corner of Pine and Merrimac. Hence the title of Pine and Merrimac. It felt like a show I would see on ABC. Truthfully, you know how there was what was it Big Sky, whatever. It felt like that kind of feel, which I enjoyed. It's also very cool because the wife is an incredible detective. And there were scenes where she was deducing something. And I wasn't sure if it was actually in the scene, like if she was just saying, oh, well, I saw this. And I went back and looked at certain things, and they were there the whole time in the scene. She's just pointing it out to you. I love that fact of making me look to see little things. And they were there the whole scene the whole time. I just didn't pay attention to them. and the husband's kind of like her muscle, but also helps her with the investigating, being a former MMA fighter. He's like this lovable giant, big guy, very loving. The wife is kind of like more of the smart aleck, a detective. But I love their chemistry together, and it's them looking for trying to figure out what's going on with this cult, but also looking for something. All the while, they'll have people coming into their office. They have to go, talking about, people being mad because maybe they found out someone was cheating, what have you, and the ramifications of someone coming back to your office and saying, you broke up my marriage. You go, no, you broke up your marriage because you were the one who was cheating in X, Y, and Z. This is really fun. I like it. Boom does a lot of comics that I feel are either great or just so endearing and feel like they're comfort reads. Boom has had a really great niche in that. You can have everything from Something is Killing the Children, which is a phenomenal horror, to like Lawful, like I said, which is something that kind of makes you think about your morals and what you would do in that society. Then you have Pine and Merrimac, which is this great feeling, kind of like something that you would sit down and watch on, let's say, like a Wednesday night on ABC, and just see where they're going with the story and just enjoy the banter, the actual conversations, the dialogue, the art. I absolutely love, and then the story. You feel like there's going to be something bigger reach, and where is it going? So yes, that is what is very interesting to me. Also, the fact that the relationship between the husband and wife being private detectives and working together. Here you see the husband really going into work and showing off his expertise, which is the fighting. So you also get to see both their expertise between the detective deducing everything and being able to put two and two together. And then you see the husband showing off his expertise of years and years of MMA training and going in like that. So they spotlight them both extremely well. And I love that. So this is a mystery, missing person story, but also you're getting a great story with this couple that has this amazing banter, which I love. So yes, please go and check out Pine and Merrimac. They're on issue 5, I want to say. So go for that. The next one is a retro hit for me, but it hit me where I needed it. And this is something that I've been thinking about a lot. I think about them a lot for some reason. I don't know why. This is Gatchaman. Here in the States, when I was a kid, it was also called Battle of the Planets. It was also called, what else was it called? There was another name for it. But Battle of the Planets is what I know it was called when I was a kid. Would come on, it's a cartoon. I didn't know the name of it. So this other kid in the street, he would come over and we would play. And I was like, oh, did you see the cartoon? He was like, yeah. He called it Battle of the Planets. I called it Bird People because I never got to see the opening credit for it. So that's what I would say. Yeah, so this was a great one for me. This is out of Mad Cave Studios. So there are multiple. This was for Free Comic Book Day, which I don't remember because I don't remember seeing it at Free Comic Book Day. Because if it did, I would have grabbed it. Maybe I just don't remember. What have you? So this has 3 stories in it. Episode 0, Inner Compass, and The Rival. So it has a variety of people, but one of the names that called me was Cullen Bunn. Obviously, I'm a fan, Cullen Bunn, right? So this is the story of, like, this is obviously classic Gatchaman. What is it? Science Ninja Team, and each one of them is a young teenage person with special abilities and vehicles and suits, and you go from there with them, and they're fighting Galactor and his forces that have come to Earth and are trying to take over. And the Gatchaman team is their last line of defense against Galactor and all these and the monsters and everything. And they each have a special vehicle, and the vehicles can all come together for the Phoenix, which is their ship. And their ship has this incredible ability called, I think it's called the Phoenix Fire. Yeah, and it becomes red hot, like white hot almost, and it flies through whatever is there as almost like a flaming bullet going through it. I had a lot of fun reading this. It was very nostalgic, and I like that. I like that fact. So thank you very much for that, Mad Cave. I truly appreciated that one. I would like to see an updated version of the Gatchaman. Maybe set more in art, maybe set more in modern times. Or I would love to see something from Netflix as well. How they updated Voltron, which if you have not seen it, is incredible. I absolutely loved it. I've watched it like probably 5 or 6 times, truthfully. But this was so great to see the Gatchaman team. You can watch, apparently, I did not realize this. You can watch the Gatchaman episodes. It says there's 105 episodes. You can watch it on High Dive, which is like an anime uh, network. It's a streaming service. I've only seen it it probably is separately, but I know I've seen it on Amazon. It's a paid service, so you'll have to pay for it if you get it. Obviously, folks, it's not going to be free, so don't think that. But yeah, this was awesome. If you're not familiar with Gatchaman, please go and check them out. They're one of those teams that was in that time where you got where anime was coming over. I think this may have been my first anime, or no, was it? No, I think my first anime might have been Gigantor, and then it was either Voltron or Gatchaman. But I'm thinking it was Voltron. I think it was Gigantor, Voltron, then Gatchaman. Battle of the Planets, as it was known here. I'm excited for what this is going to become. I believe there's going to be a series that's going to start there's going to be a series that's going to start um, in June, but they have a timeline of what they're actually going to be doing as far as different comics, which I loved. Uh, and it shows you the different series that they're going to be coming up with. Yeah, so they're going to have like one shots, whatever. So it's going to be an ongoing series, which is great. Then they're going to have a couple of one shots. There's going to be one for Ken. There's going to be one for June. So probably going to be one for maybe other characters. Then there's going to be a mini series for Galactor. I love the way that is. That's a perfect engine to do it. Very smart. I'm down. Let's go with it, shall we? Thank you. So that's Gatchaman um, from Mad Cave Studios. Like I said, in June, so be on the lookout for like later in June. It's going to be out. Maybe next week or the week after. I know I'm going to be checking it out because between this being retro and feeling so good, uh, Dick Tracy, which I have to read, came out maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, they've got a lot of great stuff coming out and hitting that retro kind of feel too, which is awesome. I love that. So, folks, those were the reviews. How do you feel? Feel good? I've got one more. There's one more. There's more. So, y'all know how I love spotlighting stuff, talking about stuff that maybe nobody else is talking about, especially during Pride Month. So this one is Sins of the Black Flamingo. This is from Image Comics. So this one is pretty cool. So Sins of the Black Flamingo is from Image Comics. So the writer is Andrew Wheeler, artist is Travis Moore, colorist is Tamara Bonvillain. Bonvillain? Sorry. Bonavlame. I'm having such trouble today. I apologize, folks. Letterer is Adita Bindikar. Love that last name. Saying it sounds sounds wonderful. So this is a 5-issue limited series. You're reading about the character named Black Flamingo, who is a gentleman thief. And I love even at the gentleman thief, but even in there, he says, well, gender is a construct, what have you, going through it, which I love. I love the fact that that's added into there. But a thief of occult and rare items, getting them back and putting them where they belong. This was really fun. I love cat burglar stuff, obviously. And this is the story of Black Flamingo living in Miami and all the shenanigans that can happen and the different occult items that he has to steal and put back where they belong. Having a gay character who's a cat burglar and being flamboyant with it, with the mask, and the mask, like even the mask is flamboyant, correct? But even saying the mask isn't just because it's flamboyant, what have you, but it actually helps because all the sequins stop cameras from recording his face. I love that. And when we get into it, Black Flamingo is looking for this item and goes, "Oh, Nazis." The disdain that Black Flamingo has for humanity in general is kind of like a misanthrope, more lovable, I'd say, than House. But also the way that when I walk into this room of this Nazi or white supremacist memorabilia, he's like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!" And just again, the dialogue. I would love to see this. I would say Matt Bomer, possibly. I would love to see in this role. Yeah, give me this as a like a maybe a 10 episodes series. I absolutely love this. This is awesome. And I love the fact that I love things that are supernatural and occult. I love the fact that there are someone who's a thief who will take back items that shouldn't be where they're not, like museums. Killmonger was right. Don't care. I love that, especially walking into the lion's den, let's say, of this white supremacist memorabilia room and going, well, none of this is crap. This is horrible. I loved it. Also, the fact of looking at being in there and finding other things you may not have been looking for, but that now you're like, oh, I want to check this out because this little item here ties into the end of the issue one. So issue one, we see that what is actually in the room with this paper here, how it shows the collar, and it's meant to imprison demons, supernatural beings, what have you. At the end of the issue, when Black Flamingo has given this one item back to his family, and turns out that's the soul of the grandfather's lover, and now puts it into this body and becomes a golem. I love the fact that you bring in a golem like that. Awesome. And then goes to this party to figure out what's going on and to case the joint. And while casing the joint, is able to see and say, okay, something's not right here. Something about this guy, he's got his blood's lighting up as silver. And then and also has an assistant who is, I believe, maybe a witch or something. I'm not sure. But then we find out that in this room, he finds the collar that he saw the instructions for, but also the fact that someone has imprisoned an angel. Yes, 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 all the way, yes. This is an absolute get. Like I said, it's 5 issues. I have to actually finish the series, but it's incredible and I absolutely love it. It's just awesome. And to have, again, characters like this who are a bit flamboyant, doing a good job, and it's not always that stereotypical flamboyant that Hollywood loves to throw at you. I'm a fan of it. So yes, Sins of the Black Flamingo, go check out. It's awesome. I absolutely loved it. It was fun, which is necessary because fun is what gets us through the day. So that's what I'm going to ask you. How are you feeling? Did you drink your water? Did you take your meds? I'm not trying to please you. I'm just making sure that you can be the best you that you can be. I want you to be able to take your medications for whether it's for their physical, mental, or emotional ailment. It's important. We want you to be the best you that you can be. And I know that some people say, oh, well, I got so much going on. Sometimes I forget. Understand. But you can't give 100% if you're only at 70, 60, 50, and so forth. It's important for you. You can't pour into something or someone if you're empty. I'm learning that myself. Truly, I am. So this week was something that actually made me feel really good, and it was unintended, but it felt great. And I was like, oh, that was great. I need to do this more often. Our creative conversations. If you're a creative, whether you're a writer or an artist, a cosplayer, a musician, indie broadcaster, such as myself, whatever it is, and you have all these ideas in your head, which I have a hard time doing. I have a hard time talking to people about creative ideas I have because I always think either they're stupid or it's going to be really cool. Someone's going to take it and they're going to do it and they're going to just blow up and I'm never going to hear anything about it as far as me being the one who does it. The last one's far-fetched, but still. So I was having 3 creative conversations at one time. And it was great because I was talking to them and they're in a different space. They're in different things. I am writers. And I was just talking to them in general. I was talking to them about, processes and different things. And I started like the spark that's always in my head. There's always like sometimes it's small, sometimes it's a huge spark, ember, flame. And these conversations, especially them happening all at the same time, began to fan that spark, an ember, flame. And I loved it. It felt so good. So if you have those conversations with people, and people that you trust, and you will have so much fun with it, because you're going to be getting something from it. You're also talking to them, and something can spark in their heads. Maybe there can be a joint project, or maybe it's just a fact of playing off of each other, which is good. Bouncing ideas off of each other when you're creatives is great because it can either enrich what you're already doing, or it can create something new for you or for the other person. And I love that. So I think having creative conversations is so important. Excuse me, folks. So is sleep, apparently, which I'm not very good at right now. So, yes, that is what I did. I had creative conversations and I absolutely loved it. So, let's move on to food, right? Because what's on my plate? Future tense. I When I was writing my the run sheet for the episode, and I was like, okay, let me get everything together and this, and I have like a whole bunch of that right here. I have websites up top that I'll bring down the tabs. I'm like, okay, cool. And I went to type in something really quick to bring it up because I think it was something that I had favored. And all of a sudden, this restaurant pops up. Never been there. It wasn't on like my bookmark list. And I was like, why is this here? This is really odd. And then I said, oh, well, let me check it out. And it looks amazing. And it's in um, a place that I love, obviously. And this is Action Burger. And this place is in Brooklyn. Brooklyn! Um, yeah, it's America's only sci-fi bar, comic book, and retro video game themed family restaurant. So it reminds me of 8-Bit a little bit. That sounds weird. Which is a place I talked about before. Excuse me. But a place I definitely want to go to because the food, gaming, geeking, doing all these incredible things, these fun geek-tastical things. Is geek-tastical a word? Well, it is now. I just absolutely love. I absolutely love. So, excuse me. So to be able to have another place that you can go to that's geek oriented, that's there, I think is awesome. Um, and I really need to go here and to do this place. But first off, I love gaming. I love sci-fi, everything. I love the comic book aspect as well. I'm feeling like there needs to be something that I can do about this um, ridiculously. But let's look at what we really need to look at, folks. Let's look at the menu. The menu. I don't know if you heard me the first time. The menu. All right. So the menu. Let's go. Oh no, I'll just go here. So this place, awesome. Oh my god. The menu looks diabolical. I will have to jump off of the diet that I am on right now. They've got everything from all types of burgers, such like that. They've got sidekicks, which are like French fries. They've got cheese fries. They've got nachos. They've got chicken and waffle platter. They've got the villain milkshake madness. I love that. This place just looks really great. They've got a happy hour as well. Yeah, I'm looking at this. Is great, and they've got like free gaming. Um, like they've got everything for you here. Let's check out what they've got as far as gaming wise. They've got like 621 in one. That's ridiculous. Double Dragon. Uh, well, King of Fighters. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Damn, really? The Last Blade. Why does that sound familiar? Samurai Showdown 1, 2, 3, 4. Fighters Swords. Fatal Fury 1, 2, 3, 4. Fatal Fury Special. Real Bout. Look. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. They've TV programming have as well. Look, this is great. This place feels really awesome. This is a destination for me. Absolutely guaranteed this is a destination. I have to go here. It's not even, this is not for play. This is real. Action Burger is going to be that place that I'm going to go, and I'm going to go, okay, good. I'm here. Bet. Awesome. So Action Burger, I will see you soon. I promise it. Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you, Nick. My fault. I had a little snap there. And yeah, so that's everything for that. So to end the show, look, I'm not like the smartest person in the world, not a political science major or anything like that. I don't even like to talk about politics a lot. But being a black man in America, I was a political topic when I was born. Hell, before I was born, because my mother and father are black. There are wars and genocides happening all over the world. I don't normally talk about this stuff because, again, I'm not very smart. I feel sometimes, why would you want to hear this from me? But I'm going to make this quick. There's so much going on in the world, wars and genocides, peoples being eradicated. Be on the right side of history. Be on the right side of human rights. Demolishing it and land and taking it from people, and then having nerve to give them back little pieces of their land and telling them this is where you stay. Using sexual assault as a weapon during wars and ethnic cleansings. Taking someone's land and then bombing the hell out of them. And then saying, look what they made me do. It's like the meme of the person on the bike, and they take the stick and they put the stick in the spokes and they fall and they go, oh, you did that. Or saying it was the stick's fault. It's absurd. Wars being fought all over. America has plenty of money for wars, but never enough for the people that it says it wants to protect, especially when they're brown and black. Hell, even its own country. The world has become so hard to live in. So if I can bring you this bit of being outside the bubble, or this bit where you can just forget a half an hour of you forgetting, or you putting it in the back of your head and you're hearing me say something dumb or silly about a comic or about an actor or about my inadequate sex life, then it's worth it. Please be mindful of what's happening in the world. I know it's hard when you have everything else that you have going on in front of you, but be mindful. Don't just say random stupid things, not having any information. Read up a bit unbiased, and stop calling one thing a thing when it's not. Just because you want to make it a thing, don't necessarily mean it's going to be a thing. Be safe. Be kind to the ones you love and the people around you. And bring a little bit of clarity and happiness to whatever area you're in. And sometimes it's good to just mind your business. It's hard out there. Don't make it any harder. And don't vote for people who are going to just make it worse. because there are people who are just going to make it worse by either supporting it, being an apologist for it, or just not caring. But what do I know? That's just my bleak perspective. All right. So on that note, folks, you all have a very good day. You enjoy the rest of it. And please let me know if there's anything that you would like to see from me or from the people that I have asked to help me out with this in Gatchaman, aka Ashley Watkins, incredible streamer, gamer, anime fan, and con event goer, acclaimed writer, Robert Jeffrey II, Green Lantern, Mind to Avenge, Route 3, just for a couple of things that he does. Editor in chief of blacksci-fi.com, and there's also as my brother, my partner in geek, my brother of another mother, the Cinema CEO, Cinema God, Michael Williams. Thank y'all so very much. I truly appreciate y'all coming with me on this journey and seeing where we can go. And yeah, that's it. All right. So stay tuned for us. The playlists are there. We're talking about gaming and anime. We're talking about movies, and we're talking about comics and comics culture. All right. We're trying to make a little bit of a more of a central hub, a network, if you would. All right. So I'll see y'all next time. You keep turning those pages because your story is not over yet. Do the best you can with what you got. In the end, that's all that you get. I'll see you later, folks. Peace. Shoulder shake? Absolutely. Anyone Comics. Check them out.